We need to exit to business. I've just been told, I said the rivers of the Middle East should be the Riviera of the Middle East. That is what Donald Trump wants the Gaza Strip to become. And apologies for that. Betty Kiptum joins us for the business of business. How are you, Betty?
I'm very well, thank you very much, Kyoria. Let's get on with the latest in the world of business tonight. My name is Betty Kiptum. Now, the cost of credit is expected to reduce in coming months if commercial banks pass on the benefits of a lower benchmark interest rate and cash reserve ratio to borrowers. This is after the central bank on Wednesday reduced the benchmark lending rate to 10.75%, the lowest in a year. In addition, policymakers at the central bank have reduced the cash reserve ratio from 4.25% to 3.25% to free up more cash held by commercial banks for lending the private sector to stimulate economic activity. In a statement, the Central Bank of Kenya Governor Dr. Kamau Thuge, who chairs the Monetary Policy Committee, hinted that if banks fail to immediately reduce the cost of credit to reflect the easing of the monetary policy stance, the regulator would take steps to enforce lower lending rates, which includes penalties for individual banks. The measure is being taken after the Monetary Policy Committee noted that economic growth decelerated in 2024. Moving on, a 9 billion shilling Centre for Construction Industry Development is being set up at the Konza Technopolis to serve as a construction research centre and an incubator for construction startups. Here is Benson Rioba with the details.
An audit by the National Construction Authority shows that 700 buildings across the country are at a high risk of collapsing. The regulator attributes the situation to poor workmanship and failure to adhere to standards. To enhance the skill set of local contractors, a Centre for Construction Industry Development is being set up to train locals on modern construction skills and best practices.
To build a modern Centre for Construction Industry Development in Kenya, for research, for training, for capacity building, ensuring that materials are well researched.
The institute will support construction startups to mainstream and position them to take up bigger contracts.
The whole country agenda on housing has changed, and therefore it needs broad-based support in terms of skills, technology, adoption of the current. Going forward, we obviously need to think present and future.
Wahome warned investors holding land at the Konza Technopolis that they have an 18-month ultimatum to develop the allocated land or risk losing their land that will be reallocated to other investors.
What you are seeing is not just the roads. We have all kind of supportive infrastructure for a city to run.
The 18 months that investors have been given, we have the ability to repossess so that we avoid speculators coming into the Technopolis to speculate here.
147 parcels of land have been allocated to investors to set up shop at Konza Technopolis. Benson Rioba reporting for Prime Edition.